to, I'm excited to do this today. Really excited. How are you feeling?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Today is haircut day.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
that's right.
I'm just saying. Haircut day.
Shane?
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no telling what I'm going to come back looking like. It'd be a surprise.
I hope. Does Reese like coach you through the hair cutting journey?
Listen, she is so much coaching on this one that she's going with me. She's like, I'm going with you. I'm like, okay.
Okay. I'm so glad. So anyway, hi Israel. I'm so happy to see you here with us, and whoever else is watching, please say hi. And let's dive in, because the last few weeks, right, Shane, we've really been focusing on talking about defining the ideal client, that scalers owners that are committed to scaling behave differently when it comes to this ideal client than those who have this growing the dollars and cents, making money behavior, right? And really, owners who are scaling leaders are not leaders who are thinking about growing their dollars and cents. They're really obsessed with solving one problem that is shared by one group of people. And at the very core of what they do, they have a real commitment to say no more than they say yes. And the one thing that they are absolutely convicted about is that they will not compromise the value that they offer. So in Napoleon Hill's book, do you have yours?
I do. It's over here. You want me to get it?
Yeah, will you get it for me?
I'll be right back.
Full disclosure, my Napoleon Hill book is propping up the computer right now.
No. I love it. Yes. Look, that's a whole nother lesson.
Lean and mean, baby. We don't need like fancy equipment. You know, somebody actually asked me, Shane, a prospect asked me, they're like, what is your studio set up there? It's so amazing. I said, well, I got a box.
Got me a box. Got me a book.
And I got me a $20 Logitech microphone. Yep. And I got a light. That's what I got. And I got a good computer. So I don't know what to tell you.
There you go.
But let's talk about, will you read in the book, The Law of Success, which is something Shane and I have been going through now for over a year and will continue to. But it's by Napoleon Hill, and it's actually his course. So before they recorded courses and put them online, they wrote them in books. Can you believe it? So anyway, he says in this book, The Law of Success, his course on success in life, on page 329, Shane, at the bottom, that bottom paragraph all the way through to the top of page 330. Will you read it?
I will. 329. Starting with to offset?
Yes.
Okay. To offset this disadvantage, however, the one who engages in the sort of work that he loves is generally rewarded with two very decided benefits. Namely, first, he usually finds in such work the greatest of all rewards, happiness, which is priceless. And secondly, his actual reward in money, when averaged over a lifetime of effort, is generally much greater, for the reason that labor, which is performed in a spirit of love, is usually greater in quantity and finer in quality than that which is performed solely for money.
Wow. And I'm going to tell you.
My granddad would say, that's stronger than a garlic milkshake. That's just good.
Did you really just say stronger than a garlic milkshake?
Pretty strong.
Oh my gosh. Amy, I'm so glad that you have your book. She's reading along. Awesome. I mean, I have to tell you that when I was putting together this content, the very first priority was your happiness. The clients that are under my direction, your happiness. The second thing was your monetary reward. And it was so important to me that I really have spent time organizing this body of content for you. Because if you're going to be really good at transforming the lives of the people that you serve, I wanted to make sure that you get it right. You see, scale can be accomplished through lots of action, right? So you can outsource, you can outsource different pieces of your business and over time see scale. However, not all of the actions that you're doing are going to change lives. You might make money, but lives will not be changed to the level that they could be changed. And I say this to you out of just pure care for you to understand some real facts and truths about scale. Shane, you know this. I typically take the first 21 days of the year and I just dedicate it to quieting myself, meditation, solitude. I stay away from anything that is soothing or is going to really interfere with me being able to reflect well, right? Part of that reflection includes a lot of scripture reading. And I really took some time over the first 21 days, and I really said to myself, what is the most essential steps to scale? What is the most essential steps to scale? So that's what I'm going to walk you through today, is the first of 3 essential steps to scale. We're going to talk about the three marketing myths that will absolutely annihilate any chance you have to scale ever. And taking this from 20 plus years of experience, and Shane, over the course of our time together, also has great wisdom to speak into this because he was a part of a company that, although they were big and they were doing a lot of actions, they weren't scaling. Is that fair to say?
That was really fair to say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, can I just tell you one thing that I'm most fascinated about? Is mountain climbing. Now, it's interesting to me that so many people in my ideal client group are hikers and mountain climbers. Yep. Like I see pictures of them and their loved ones, like in Colorado in the summer with their friends, and they look all happy and dirty and they seem to be cool with that. And I see them in the winter with their hubby in the middle of the snow and their dog, and it's beautiful. And I'm like, it's freezing. What are you doing out there?
But get inside.
Right? Yeah. Secretly, I'm a little jealous, Shane, right? Because you know how non-outdoorsy I am.
Yep.
To the point that my husband's like, you need to leave the house and let the sun shine on you. Not from the window, Amy. Like from the actual outdoors. Okay.
The real vitamin D. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But here's the reason why, because I tried it. I bought all the gear. I had really good shoes, really cute hiking pants, LL Bean, everything, had this really cool pack. But the problem was, no one told me that I would have to actually make sure I didn't go over a certain weight, because no joke, this is how I showed up to the hiking trip. Okay, here I am.
I'm ready.
I completely understand your obsession with getting your base weight from 16 pounds to 15, but I don't think I could have finished, because I was so excited to get my weight from 60 to 59. Right? I mean, literally, I packed everything.
Oh gosh.
Because I had to have a blender. Right? Like, everything has to be blended. And how am I going to get fresh fruits and vegetables on a hiking trail? I got to bring it.
There's like 4 people in that bag.
Yes, right? I had no room for food or water. Oh. And I mean, honest to goodness, this is exactly what they said to me. Do you really need all that stuff? I was like, yeah. I mean, what happens if, I need a change of something, or I need to wash my hands. I need a gallon of water per day. I mean, what are we going to do?
The washing machine in that backpack. Oh,
the truth is that this was my experience. But you know what, Shane, it was also my experience in business. And what and it's also been my experience as I watch business owners that are committed to making more money. They are very operational heavy, they're product heavy, they're expense heavy, and they can't get beyond a certain point in the business because they absolutely will not put down the things in that pack. You know what I mean?
I do.
Scaling owners are the complete opposite. They're so lean.
So just thinking back to my corporate job, right? So you guys have heard a bit of my story. One of 3 guys sitting around an 8-foot table, shared a computer, built this company from the ground up, $32 million revenue in 10 years. And we hit that 10-year revenue mark, Amy. We were like, it was almost like we did a flip-flop. Like when we started, we were focused on one particular customer who had one type of a facility. And we just did that over and over and over again. And we grew the thing like a rocket ship. And then we got to the top of our revenue. And we said, man, we need more money. It's like we took people out of the target and we put money in the center of it. Expansion looked like, let's add this and let's add that. And let's add this product. Well, the more product we had, the more operational infrastructure we had to have. We had to build more facilities to be able to house all that product. Then we had to have more people that we brought in to be able to run the system that was designed for each of those different product lines. And our revenue started doing this. A steady 9-year decline, year over year, $1 million a year in revenue decline. And we refused to cut people. We refused to offload any of those facilities. We refused to stop offering any of those products because they were making little bits of money. I remember sitting in a boardroom having a discussion on this is at the time we had dropped to about $28 million in revenue. We had a discussion of how we had to keep the product that was generating $40,000 gross revenue. Not even the expense. We were saying we got to keep it. We can't cut that. We can't cut the $40,000 revenue.
Yeah.
So I've seen that what you're describing. It is real, man. It is.
Yes,
real.
it is. Yes, it is. And, scaling owners, I have observed over the years, have an obsession on 3 things, right? Defining their most desired outcome of their ideal client. So they define, what does this client want the most from me? Secondly, they're obsessed with defining the biggest obstacle that client has to getting their most desired outcome. And third, they are obsessed with clarifying better and better the message to the ideal client that will demonstrate how they crush that barrier and get that client exactly what they want the most, better than anyone else on the planet. Literally, the result of this obsession with their ideal client's most desired outcome, their obsession with crushing the barrier, and their obsession with communicating the results to prospects from current clients creates confidence in them. And that confidence is communicated every time they step in front of a prospect, every time they step in front of a camera, every time they step in front of a group of people in a room, because confident leaders give people confidence.
People say that one more time.
Yes,
say that one more time.
Yeah, confident leaders give people confidence. Because people are coming to us with a problem. If we lack confidence, if we even hesitate in the offer, they immediately, their perception is they're not confident that they can actually help me. And that's the reason why moving away from this scavenger mentality is so vitally important to scale. I mean, we think about entrepreneurs as people like Jeff Bezos and Tony Robbins or Brendan Burchard. And we associate scale with these massive stadium events and millions of followers, or we associate it with the largest online retailer on the planet, Amazon, right?
Right.
Or we associate with scaling our business with millionaires and billionaires, or we associate it with simply lead generation. And that's it. Let's just get leads. We don't have enough conversations. We need more conversations. But I need you all to listen to me very carefully. If you don't get anything else, if you don't listen beyond this minute in the video, I need you to hear me, because I want to help some of you out. Because at the very core, at the very, very center of scale is servanthood. That's why people like Jeff Bezos and Truett Cathy of Chick-fil-A and Tony Robbins are always winning and have massive reviews of impact, is because at every single core of their life is servanthood, whether it's privately or it's publicly. Now, the source of why they serve is different for each of those individuals, but the point is servanthood. And the reality is once you know, Shane, you've experienced this, once you know you can help people, like really help people, not hope and pray, but like I really know it. I know I can help you. Like I know I can stand toe to toe with companies or with individuals and say, I know I can help you. There's not a doubt in my mind if I can help them or not. That is when value is added. And then guess what happens? Like people buy into your value with their money.
I'll tell you, I can't get away from that confidence statement that you made, right? You know, confident leaders give people confidence. And that's what you're describing again. It's like when you know that you can help someone overcome that biggest barrier that's keeping them from getting what they want most, you stand in the conversation differently. Like there's a difference in your tone of voice. There's a difference in your body language and facial expressions. And I know, 90% of us are having these conversations on the phone, but it communicates. Your body language and your facial expressions communicate even when you're on the phone. And it is much different when you're not guessing, hoping, wishing, praying you can help versus knowing you can help. Like it is different. And I can remember standing in front of people before, and this is embarrassing to say, but it's true. I can remember standing in front of prospects before and thinking in my mind, oh gosh, what angle can I take to get this person to say yes? That is not confidence. Like that is manipulation. I was just trying, like, how can I get you? And man, I know looking back, there was no value exchange. There certainly wasn't a mutual exchange of value in that moment, right? And that is fueled when you do not have proof that you could actually help someone. The wider you go, the less proof you're going to have. You know what I'm saying? Like this idea of defending the mountain is like when you are doing the same thing over and over and over, you become an expert. You cannot be an expert laterally. You can be an expert vertically, right? The deeper. So it just, keeps coming back to that idea of confidence for me. Confident leaders give people confidence. When's the last time you met an a buyer who wasn't confident? Like people don't buy when they're not confident. So it's our responsibility as the person who is serving to give them confidence until they can build enough of their own. I could go a lot of different ways with this, but I just want to go back to the way in which you've built out the flow of client acquisition in the Ascend system. Know, like, and trust is built at every single stage, starting from what it is that you're communicating to your market that you actually do. and then how it is that you engage them around what they need and demonstrating how you can help. And then the series of phone calls and value video and the flow of that conversation all along the way is designed for you to stand in your confidence so the other person can build theirs and determine if this is the solution for them or not. Like, that's fabulous to me. I hope people know what a gift this is that they have been able to tap into, because it's truly amazing when you stick with it.
Well, and the reality is that I had been an owner and I lost my first business with this mentality, you guys. I was a scavenger because I had just been trained for results. And I also, and I will share later here in this conversation, that I had become a fan of making money. I really had not been committed to my value of serving. I said I liked to serve, but my actions did not line up with that. And so I realized the serving doesn't start when they pay me. The serving starts at the very first point. Am I helping you from the go, no matter what the outcome is? Because guess what? People are not my provision. I'm not looking to get something from people. I am always looking to give. And the reality is that that's what I wanted to be for so long, that I had to discipline myself to stay in that vein, right? And that's the difference between a scaling owner who is, and you can't scale if you're not committed to service first. You can't. And those that are scavenging for business to make monies and dollars and cents, and to always be telling themselves, I've got to be making money. I've got to be making money. And yes, that is the byproduct of it. But there are other ways to make money to pay the bills other than just acquiring clients and then hoping and praying things work out one day and suddenly you can like stop doing that. It just doesn't work like that.
It doesn't.
And this, right? And that where this mentality comes from of the scavenger is that literally there are 3, I call them serial killer myths, man. These things hunt us. And at times, if we let them torment us, that are committed to really serving people and scaling through that service. And these serial killers, man, they hunt us to take us down. And if we're going to change our mindset on scale and actually do it, then we have to declutter the path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shed a light on each of these myths. And Shane, we're just going to have this really honest conversation. Are you in that with me?
I'm with you, girl. I'm with you.
Okay. Because the very first myth, the very first serial killer says, hey, I can't do that. I can't market. I can't figure out my niche. I know what the secret is. The secret is that somebody else is going to give me my niche. John Maxwell says, I don't think I can. That phrase, as it's coming out of your mouth, it actually rises from a deeper place that says, I don't think I am.
So to me, that says if I don't think I'm good enough to do this or that, then I'm not even going to try. I'm going to go about proving that to be true. And one of the ways is find someone else who I can push that off to. Like, see, he can do it, right? I remember when I was first starting out in my coaching business, I was that guy, like, I can't do this marketing. Like, I had done marketing in the product service industry in a much different context and a much different day and time when it came to consumers. And so I came in convincing myself that I couldn't learn it, right? So I had to go get someone who could do it for me, scouring the internet. Like, I was just feeding that belief that I can't do this. The more I fed it, the worse it got.
Yeah. Well, and I think that how you stop this and you crush this, you begin to crush this serial killer and really get its claws out of you, right? And eliminate it from your life is you've got to first ask yourself this question. What version of myself do I expect? Am I expecting the lowest version or the version that I imagine? Because the version we imagine is always a higher, more valuable version.
Always.
Right. Much more higher, because most people have hopes and dreams, but they rarely achieve them. Mm-hmm. I've seen people write things down and make vision boards and think about what they want and go on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and talk about what they want, go on video and talk about what they want, how they get everybody else what they want. Mm-hmm. But they actually never attain that image that they see of themselves or the life that they envisioned. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes we revert back to the lowest version of ourselves because it's easier.
So much easier.
It's so much easier than accepting the highest version of themselves that we secretly desire. We all have a secret desire to be better, mm-hmm. and to be this human that is helping and transforming and maybe along the way getting what we want. Mm. Right? I mean, change comes from raising our expectations of ourselves, not by creating these lofty goals that we hope will inspire change. And that's what most people do. They create these lofty goals that they actually never meet. And then they actually build a case around why it's okay that they didn't meet them.
I'm just shaking my head because I'm thinking, we tend to think if I just set my goal way up here, then I'm going to rise up to meet it. Nope.
No.
It doesn't happen. That's not the way this works.
No. That's not the way life works.
No.
No, it does not. So listen to this statistic. This blew my mind. Low self-worth results in 37% less willingness to negotiate, and the use of 11% less negotiating strategies.
That totally makes sense. You just back up. You're like, oh, there's no confidence to stay in there into the conversation or to be initiating a counter proposal or view or and it's self-fulfilling prophecy. You still be like, well, I tried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it really has been my experience that those people that are always negotiating with me around the strategies that I use, that somehow what they need is much more important than the strategy that I'm presenting to them. Low self-worth is at the core of it. There is this need to be popular, or there is this need to be liked, or there is this need to not lose it all. So I'm just going to keep negotiating, and I'm going to sell you, Amy, on why it's okay for me not to do it the way you're telling me to. Increased self-worth correlates with a greater willingness to risk and adapt. In other words, the less self-expectation that we put on ourselves, the quicker we will give up on trying to get what we want. I have observed owners that quit quickly, Shane. Mm-hmm. They have low self-esteem, and that's why they quit.
Yeah.
And they're always selling me on why they have accepted that it's okay to quit.
Mm-hmm. Those are called excuses.
Yes. Yes, they are.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. So number 2, here is the number 2 serial killing marketing myth. Writing books, showing up in live video frequently, or creating more offers will help me make more money faster. Look, acquiring more clients, you guys, and making more money does not come from fandom, but from follower transformations. These things, books and showing up in live videos and creating offers, multiple offers, are only create fans. And most of these fans are broke and are never going to pay you. Now, there comes a point when you have a big enough audience that these things make sense, because it makes sense to the overall transformation that the ideal client needs for ongoing transformation, but not when you've got you know, 5,000 friends on Facebook that the algorithm is showing 1% of your stuff to. Like it just doesn't make sense.
This idea, you know, the idea that follower transformation gets more clients, more leads, more money, not fandom, right? I wish I had heard that 4 years ago. Before I spent $10,000 trying to build a fandom to be able to generate more leads. I had something pop up on my Facebook memories, you know, how that deal does every time. Then. It's a picture of me, and you know where this board is, right over here to my left. There's this board. It's this picture of me, little selfie, me and selfie, and I got my outline for my book behind me. Holy cow. I was like, what an idiot. But here's the deal. I had no idea. And that's the thing. Most people who are trying to grow a business have no idea how to grow a business.
Yeah.
That's why these myths and debunking them are so important. It's like, we're not trying to make you feel bad. Like, hey, hello, been there. We're trying to help you avoid the mistakes that we've made so that you don't have to pay the price that we had to pay to be able to share this lesson with you.
Yes. And just to be clear, you guys, we're not saying that these things are bad.
No.
They have their place. That's what I'm telling you right now. You're not at the place.
That's right.
Because business leaders who are always getting what they want. So you see them traveling and creating these like spur of the moment, or they look like spur of the moment experiences for themselves and their family. And they have this discretionary time. They've opted out of being popular. And they've committed themselves to what they do really well for the people that find the most value in what they do. And they say no to everything else, even if it means saying no to more money. And that creates credibility, which makes them popular.
Yes. Yes.
It is not from a certain amount of likes and shares and loves or a certain amount of people in your group that show up for your live video. It's not where it comes from. Yes. It comes from a consistent commitment to getting someone else what they want. Do you know something interesting?
Tell me.
Algorithms are for one thing. Do you know what they're built for?
Tell me.
Solve a problem. Every algorithm. Do you know that artificial intelligence, any kind of computer that does something for you, Siri, Alexa, they are a set of algorithms all designed to solve a problem.
How about that?
So when I tell you in phase 1, module 2, that conversion message is you being the algorithm, you saying, this is the problem I solve. This is how I solve it. This is who I solve it for. You're meeting people where they are. You're not saying, hey, I refuse to get in with 2021 and you're going to have to come over here to archaic business model if you want my help.
I got a business card.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to, you have to be in this world and live in it. It doesn't mean you have to be controlled by it.
That's right.
Two very different things. I'm not controlled by algorithms. I once was. They took all my money. And then I was like, oh no, you will.
That's my money.
That's right. I'm the boss, algorithm. There's this quote, Shane, that says, success comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Now, what I would like to say is that success rarely comes to those who are too busy to be looking for the reason it comes to them. Since the beginning of my career, I have tried to show people the power of serving others first. Zig Ziglar's very famous quote is very personal to me because I've experienced the results of helping people get what they want for a very, very long time. And everyone knows what it is. You will get all you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. So let me just pose this question to the people that are watching. When was the last time you listened to a famous podcast or bought some author's famous person's book or hired someone off of that Forbes coaching list? When was the last time you hired anybody that you listened to or read or saw on some elusive influencer list? The truth is that all of this stuff just makes us famous to the wrong people. This is the old model of growing a business, and it's broken. It creates stress, heartache, debt, all kinds of debt, time debt, weight debt, relationship debt, money debt. And it's caused a lot of these transformational leaders to walk away from serving others and see the reward that comes from that. And they've just gone back to scavenger mentality because it appears to be easier. So, which goes right into the third myth, Shane. So we've talked about the first myth is, I can't do it. I'm not a marketer, and I don't know how to get people's attention in the marketplace, right? Number two is writing books, showing up live every day in front of my target market, or creating lots of micro offers is somehow going to make me a lot of money very fast, faster than anything else, and it's easier. The third myth, this third serial killing myth, man, I hate these little suckers, is self-deception. I'm not known yet, so I have to go borrow somebody else's credibility. I don't have enough followers. People don't know who I am yet, so I need to go borrow somebody else's credibility. I got to go buy their content, and they've promised me that they're going to put me on their website in their search engine, and when people search in my location, I'm going to come up. I don't have to do anything but sit and wait for the phone to ring, and then I've got all the content, and I can use this person's name to somehow piggyback for their credibility. This is absolutely going to annihilate your effort to scale. And Shane, you and I both fell for this, man.
Big time.
Hook,
Big time.
line, sinker. I didn't fall as far as you did. I caught myself.
I fell deep, man.
You did fall deep. We didn't know each other then. I wouldn't have let you
right.
go. I would have been like,
Get back up here. Get back up here.
We're not going with that.
I'm telling you, I remember signing up. I remember exactly where I was. I mean, I didn't even know what time of day it was. I was sitting in that office around 2:30, and I was typing in, and I thought, this is it. This is my ticket out of this corporate joint. I'm going to put my stuff on. I'm going to be attached to this guy. My website, people are going to search. There were 25,000 other people who are already in this thing. What the heck was I thinking that they were going to find me and pick me to be the one? Oh, what in the world?
Look, Shane, I mean, honest to goodness, the greatest enemy that we have is the one walking around under our own hat. We're always looking for easy street. I mean, this enemy creates doubt and makes us question everything we're doing and makes somebody else look much more attractive to us. This is the enemy that is responsible for driving millions of owners to their death without ever being discovered. And that enemy is called self. Do you know that I heard a very influential leader? I mean, I actually sat at his feet as a very young business leader. And he brags. It's interesting because if you listen to multiple trainings of his, and he's brilliant and I respect him, but this I do not respect him on. I do not respect him for taking this point, because he said he used to say, I never said no to anyone. I would say yes to everyone and then turn around, walk away and say, well, now I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. Now, this is a very old mentality of building business. Look, he got his break before the internet was around, before algorithms were training people how to get what they want in the fastest possible way from anyone and everyone everywhere. Okay. So he did not have to have an ideal client because there wasn't that much competition. There was a few people in his space and he happened to have the most investors, so he could go after it.
Yep.
You know, so the reality is that it's irresponsible for these older influencers to step into our world and use this kind of language because it's deceptive. This is not how you can build a business today. You don't get to say yes to everything, because people will go online and review that you have no flipping clue what you're doing and they did not get what they wanted.
That's right.
And that is the truth. You cannot BS your way through and duct tape things together before people find out that you don't know what you're doing, because guess what? They got the Google knowledge algorithm that they can go to and find the solution faster than you can duct tape it together.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the truth. And this enemy of self would have us stay here and stay in this place of deception and not step into the new way. And this new way requires it. There is a requirement for us to rise to the occasion, let our yes be yes and our no be no, and stand by the transformations that we say we can deliver, because we have delivered them at some point in the past. Yeah. You might not know the entire process that you took those people through, but you can say, I have helped someone do that.
Yes.
You're not trying to piece it together and figure it out as you go.
Yep. Chances are, if you sat down and just thought for a minute, you could reverse engineer. Oh, this is what I actually did.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You know, intuitively, you know, like, well, this is what I did, but like, you got to stop.
That's right. Again, it instills confidence in you. When you're confident, you make people confident. And honestly, Shane, if we're going to crush this demon of self-deception in our businesses, then we have to be willing to stop believing that we can't do something until we have enough people following us and liking us and listening to us, or that we have a certain book published so that we're now suddenly credible, or some popular broadcast. I mean, remember what I am telling you. Your business will be a direct reflection of you, not the person you're pretending to be, until you have enough followers to suddenly be someone different.
Doesn't work that way.
It just doesn't.
That's right.
And it is a hard truth to absorb.
You know, I just had no idea initially starting my coaching business. I had no idea what it took to build a business. The thing I learned is it takes a lot less than I ever believed. It takes a lot less. I don't have to be someone different. I don't have to talk different. I don't have to put on different. I can be me and do what you've laid out here, defining this group of people with a very specific problem that I know I can solve. And I'm telling you, folks, it doesn't, we're not talking like you got to have hundreds or thousands of people buying your stuff in order to make a really good living. Like if you're just steady Freddy, that's such a Southern thing. If you're just steady doing what you need to do to make connections with people who look like those people you really want to serve, and you're connecting with them in the way in which you have access to through this system, and you're genuinely adding value, this works. I'm telling you, I'm proof. I'm sitting here, 3 years later, I'm still here. I'm still just steady working the plan. So at the core of the whole plan is service. I mean, that's what we're saying here. Bottom line is service. And when you are really in it to serve, that will in itself boost your confidence. Just the fact that you aren't here to extract value from someone else is going to make you more confident when they come back to you with whatever they come back to you with. You'll be able to stay in that conversation because you know the truth.
Yeah. You know, Shane, I started every business. No one knew me, no list, no website, even a send.
I know.
I mean, no website, okay? Like, and 6 figures every year from launch. I mean, it is not about the money. It is about building true credibility. This is what makes you popular. Building true credibility is to go out every day, consistent, serve others with a fierce commitment to get them what they want first.
Yes.
What they want first, and what we want will follow. Bye, guys.
See you guys. Bye-bye.